Self-direction. What is it? Why is it useful? And can you exercise self-direction? Let's talk about that a little bit. So what is self-direction? Well, self-direction is basically what I would call being able to control and direct your own activities without specifically having someone tell you what to do. So it's basically sort of acting as a boss, but for yourself. So I'd say that there's like a clear usefulness to having this skill. I'd even classify it like a leadership or this sort of a leadership skill, or as a part of a leadership skill set. So if you're at work, for example, you might have like a certain schedule that you have to follow. There are certain deadlines, etc. But you still have a lot of room. Usually, you have a lot of room to direct your own activities within those frames that are set by this schedule. And so, for example, if you have some other big projects, you can push back the start date of some certain work project until such a time that you know that you can still complete it before the deadline, but you don't necessarily start it right away. So this is why self-direction is important. You have to be able to, first of all, know what you can do, and then make a schedule for yourself that works within the schedules that are set by some external conditions. Whether it's school, maybe it's a school project that has a tight deadline at some point, maybe it's a work project with a similar thing, or maybe you're working in a team and the other team members have to be briefed on, a project or whatever it is that you're doing at a certain time, and then you have to do it before then, but you have to sort of choose for yourself when you're doing it. That's still before that certain deadline. So that's what I call self-direction. Self-direction is organizing your own activities in such a way that they best accord to your own needs, and that sort of create conditions for good productivity. And when you do this, you sort of find that you sort of unleash your own sort of creative and productive potential. And whereas if you just follow some, random deadlines at work and school, etc., without thinking about it yourself, without setting your own schedule that within that period of time, then I find that you often feel a lot more pressure because you haven't organized your own activities. And that's what self-direction is all about. Self-direction is all about creating this sort of schedule for yourself, and being able to make decisions for yourself about the activities that you are engaged in. And I see that most people actually don't do this very well. So they have certain schedule. They say, oh well, I have this deadline, on Friday or whatever, and I still haven't even started, writing my project or whatever. And then they feel like they are, so they sort of, the deadline creates a lot of stress and sort of even panic and stuff like that in them because they haven't organized their own activities around the sort of external conditions. And I feel like a self-directed individual will feel a lot less stressed about even if they are even if they are engaged in the sort of line of work, for example, that demands a lot from them. Let's say it's like let's say it's something in IT, some sort of creating some sort of system or something like that, which has like clear deadlines on when you have to, let's say, present the requirements or whatever for the system and stuff like that. And then you have to. If you are a self-directed individual, you will have that done by the deadline because you have already organized your own activities in such a way that it doesn't conflict with the external schedule that you have to follow. So this is a way of creating a schedule for yourself and sort of reclaiming sort of your sovereignty as an individual over your activities, even though you are involved in a larger organization. Everyone's involved in some larger organization, whether it's like on a personal level, it might be a relationship or a family, and on like a in like a societal context, it might be a workplace or a school or something like that, and or some association, let's say, and you can feel very small and very much like you're just being told what to do all the time by these external organizations and these sort of social and societal pressures. And if you're self-directed, then you don't really feel that as much because you are always in control of your own activities much more. And you feel much more in control, which gives you ownership over. It gives you ownership over everything that you do, basically. So I think it's a great way to minimize like frustration that you feel, stress that you feel, and just the sort of general sense of not being sort of moored to any particular thing in life. So if you're sort of feel like you're cast off on the sea and the winds are taking you in a certain direction, I think that sort of creates a negative environment for yourself, and a lot of people feel that way. They feel like they're not in control of their life, and self-direction is a skill that you can learn, and it can make your life better. And I feel like I felt the least confident. I felt the most stressed. I felt the sort of most hopeless when I was not exercising proper self-direction. And it doesn't take a long time to create these goals for yourself, and this sort of internal schedule for yourself. It doesn't take that long, and I feel like it's kind of a basis for being much more content with your life, and for getting more things done, for all those like buzzwords like productivity and creativity and all that sort of stuff. I feel like it really does improve your overall satisfaction with life and your overall performance in whatever you are doing, whether it's school or work or even sports or anything like that. So yeah, thanks.